episode, I have a play with some freehand routing with my little trim router. Clearly this isn't the piece in question, it's on the backside, but I'll show you that as we go through because it's a surprise for someone's wedding. Hi, I'm Sean. Welcome to the shed. Follow me down the drive. I decided to make this simple gift out of some reclaimed scaffold boards. I cut 3 identical pieces to allow myself to have a practice with 2 of them before finishing on the final piece. After a few hours of freehand routing, it was clear freehand routing isn't my forte and I needed a guide to follow. So I printed out the letters and shape that was required for the project, and I stuck them to the wood with my trusty old glue stick, and this was really simple to trace the outline of the letters and the shape on the piece. I used a 1/8 straight bit in my router to get all the outlines put into place. Once the design was outlined, I then removed the paper, which allowed me to tidy up the piece. Once the design was in place, I decided to add a little chamfer around all the edges of the plaque, front and back, just to make it look a little less blocky. Now the design was in place, it was time to sand the piece up to the end finish, which was going to be up to 240 grit. Once this was in place, it was decided I needed to break up the piece a little bit on the corners, so I got out my spline jig that I used for making a picture frame recently and decided to add some oak splines into the piece to give a bit of a contrast to the light wood of the scaffold board. This is a reverse of what I did on the picture frame I recently made, which was an oak frame with pine splines in the corners, so it was interesting to see how it came out. Before you say it, I know I went a little heavy-handed with the glue for the splines. All that was left to do now was to finish the piece. First of all, I had to paint in the design with some red acrylic paint. This was then left to dry and then a second coat was added. After sanding off the excess of the red acrylic that had overspilled the design, it was time to add a liberal coat of boiled linseed oil to just bring out the grain in the piece. So to finish off, I applied 2 liberal coats of polyurethane varnish, denibbing in between the 2 coats. And the final piece was to add a little brass picture hanger to the back of the plaque. Maybe I should have opened the door before I started spraying. And here's the end result. Little wedding trinket for Jordan and Holly, my daughter's friends, who got married on the 29th of July. It was a challenge. Hopefully I'll be doing a little bit more where we're playing with the router and hand carving. It's something new to me at the moment. If you'd like to subscribe, buttons in the top corner. If you want to see any other my project videos or any other videos that are coming up on the YouTube collection, click the button down in the bottom left hand corner. Stick around, I've got some more projects coming up in the next few weeks. See you next time in the shed. Now where is Jethro?